I didn't know this when I started, but I went back to my parents' house. It's freaky having Sheldon standing there looking at me.
Yeah, he's very alarming.
Because his silhouette gets caught in the light.
Yeah.
So
it's very real.
when I was growing up, my dad had a lot of business in Africa, in Zambia specifically, and they would go to Zambia on business a couple of weeks every year, and they would bring back little wooden hippos, rhinos. Sadly, they also brought back ivory carvings of giraffes and camels, and we had prints by a very famous wildlife artist called David Shepard. He's like the #1 wildlife artist in Africa. And we had a particular one above the fireplace called the Elephant and the Anthill. And in fact, showed it in the back of the book here. There's a picture of me with that painting. It's a much bigger painting, but it's on a wall in a staircase, so I couldn't get a good shot of it. But so it's called the Elephant and the Anthill. And when I was a teenager, I distinctly remember staring at that elephant and it staring back at me. And I would just stare at it and think, are you about to kill, would you kill, what's going on in your head? Because elephants, more than any other animal, we project grief. The elephant's graveyard where they touch all the elephants will touch the bones or the body of a dead elephant. There's this myth about the elephant's graveyard where they go to die. They have long eyelashes. They have very crinkly, humanistic. We project onto them, Anthropomorphism actually means projecting onto an animal human characteristics. There's books called Why Elephants Weep. There's so much written about elephants. In fact, if you research African animals, you will find that there are way more books written about elephants. Maybe #2 is lions. But hippos, rhinos, way down the scale because we're more frightened of them, they're more bullish. But elephants, we feel, have a sort of elegance and a humanity about them. So I didn't realize till I went home to my parents that I was surrounded by African animal totems my entire childhood. And obviously it just seeped down into my subconscious and then seeped back up again through science fiction, which I was a very conscious fan of. So, it's my sort of version of Planet of the Apes, it's my version of Blade Runner, but it has African animal-human hybrids. In his, I think his 2004 or 2006 State of the Union address, George Bush asked for a prohibition on human-animal hybrids. It's in his State of the Union address. And I was listening to it and I was like, what? Did George W. Bush just talk about not having human-animal hybrids? And if he did, does that mean there are human-animal hybrids? And there are certain cross-fertilizations going on. So it's in the future, because we like to steal qualities from other animals to strengthen our own immune systems or whatever it is. So, Planet of the Apes was fascinating to me when it came out in the late 60s, early 70s. And I think, we still have that sort of fascination with, what are the similarities of humanity and the animal world? Because we're animals. We are animals. And so I have human-animal hybrids acting more human sometimes than the human characters, which we like to think is the case, but